I'm devastated, guys. I'm just so sad that we lost the auction on the stolen and wrecked RS6. It just kills me inside. So sad. It's time for car talk, guys, and we need to talk RS6 V10 purchases. And first off, I want to send a special greetings to our Swedish viewers, and specifically Felix and Kalle at TeamOdiffat. Grattis grabbar till ert nya bilköp och välkommen till V10-familjen. Ni är i väldigt gott sällskap. Efter att ha sett era första videos kanske jag istället ska säga jag beklagar och lycka till. Joking aside, guys, we were actually bidding on a new member of the V10, the Pitstop V10 garage just a couple of weeks ago. It was a wrecked RS6 V10 from 2008 that was put up on a Swedish auction site. And the Count, our own personal car shopper and V10 addict, was actually bidding on this car. We had said from the beginning that we don't want to go too high because, well, we have 3 S6 V10s and 2 RS6 V10s, and both RS6s is actually due to some both service and actually some proper work in the shop. So the Baron, our V10 mechanic, he really has his hands full. But hey, a good deal is always a good deal. So the Count was actually bidding on this car, and he went up to a bit over 100,000 Swedish kroners, which is about 10,000 US dollars, which would be an awesome price for an RS6 V10 that worked. You could probably get like 30,000 US dollars, 300,000 svenska kronor, for a pretty good example on the market today. But yeah, we were outbid by none other than TeamOdiffat. These guys has one of the biggest car channels in Sweden right now, and they've been doing some immense progress the last year in terms of subscribers and cool content. And both Kalle and Felix really knows their cars. They've done a lot of purchases where they bought crashed, wrecked, or just cars in general bad shape, fixed them up and sold them on. And they actually have one series on their channel that is the road to an Audi R8, where they're flipping cars in order to finally get funds for an Audi R8 V10. So yeah, these guys know what they're doing, but at the same time they are a bit new to the V10 game. And I actually watched their video just the other night. I was in Stockholm on a business trip, and I saw they posted a video that they had bought an RS6 V10, and I thought the thumbnail looked familiar. And yeah, that was because it was the car that we were bidding on. And when I watched the video, I actually saw live in their video how they were talking about the Count that was bidding against them. And yeah, as I said, they won the bid, the auction, in the end for 105,000 Swedish kroners, but they needed to pay 120,000 Swedish kroners in the end, because it was actually below the asking price from the auctioneer. But anyways, at first we were a bit like, damn, we missed the boat, but it was a decision from us to not go any higher. And as we said, a good car can be like 300,000 Swedish kroners. We didn't even go much above 100,000, but it's because, as we mentioned in the review I did a video where I was talking about the Count's personal RS6 V10, the experiences with it, its 700 horsepower family wagon, how it is to drive, but also if you should buy one. And I mentioned in that video that, yeah, these are awesome cars, but you need to understand that you will need to probably put a lot of hours and a lot of money into these cars just to have them running, because they are of age these days, and you need to assess which car to actually buy and focus on, and that is something the Count has been doing for several years, and just focusing on the V10 C6 platform for that very reason, because the more you work with one platform, the more you know it and the more knowledgeable you get about what's needed to do repairs, maintenance and stuff. And then of course we have the Baron, our very own V10 mechanic, that also is a very, very important part of that procedure. And the Count and the Baron had checked this car out, saw that there were quite a few RS6 specific body panels that was damaged. The engine was not sure if it was running, if it was damaged, or there was a lot of unknowns. And in the end, for us at Pitstop, it's about risk management, and that is something that the Count lives and die by. You need to have proper risk management, and don't. It's very easy, but also dangerous to let your feelings, emotions get the best of you, because you get attached and it's, yeah, I'm gonna have that car. Anyways, TeamOdiffat got the car for on paper a really nice price. Yeah, it was a wrecked car, a wrecked title, with significant body damage in the front, but at the same time the engine could be good. They had some information that it had there was oil in the engine and stuff. But yeah, after watching their first video now, it actually turned out that they couldn't even turn the engine manually, and looking in the cylinder, if I understand correctly, there was some visible damage in some of the cylinders. So yeah, that engine is probably toast. And they have now bought a new RS6, not new, but another RS6 engine. I hope it's not new. I don't honestly know at the moment. But they have a new engine that I don't know if they've gotten it yet, but from my understanding they actually have purchased another RS6 engine. And yeah, so they're probably going to go that route, replace the engine, and that is, yeah, we're pretty happy that we passed on this one in the end, to be honest. I mean, even if the engine would have worked, there would have been a lot of unknowns and a lot of things that you would need to work on this car with. For example, as I said, it was RS6 specific body panels that was damaged, and I mean, in Sweden you have like 90 plus registered RS6 C6 cars in total. You realize it's super hard to get these parts, and it will probably be pretty expensive. And engines are also very expensive. At the moment, I think there was one on Bildelsdatabasen here in Sweden where you can buy used components for cars. It was 160,000 Swedish kroners, 16,000 USD. So yeah, much more than the car itself. The two other engines that were sold didn't have any price and were not tested. So yeah, TeamOdiffat, they rolled the dice on this one. We stepped back and said, hey, we have two RS6s, both of them is due for work. We felt that the risk was a bit too high for the potential award. And good for us. Unfortunately for TeamOdiffat, it seems that we were right on the money. But with that said, to be honest, I think this is actually one of the greatest things that has happened for us and for you guys out there, because TeamOdiffat, they're super cool guys. They are very knowledgeable, so I'm 100% that they will get this fixed, the car. It will probably cost them a lot more time and money than they had hoped, but hey, that's the name of the game. And what's even better is that now one of Sweden's largest car YouTubers has an RS6 C6 V10 in their garage, and that is awesome news, because we want these cars to get the most and best possible visibility in on YouTube, because they deserve it, and TeamOdiffat will definitely help with that. So we have actually been talking a bit now on YouTube and on Instagram direct message, and hopefully we can do something together, maybe give them some pointers. I won't give much pointers because I'm not the mechanic. The Baron and the Count, those are the guys that knows most about the cars and getting them running. I mostly drive them and make some cool projects with them. But anyways, super interesting, and I hope that we can get some cool content together with the guys. They're unfortunately a bit north up in Sweden compared to me, at least here in Malmö. But yeah, we kind of dodged the bullet, but in the end this could be a really nice project car for TeamOdiffat as well. And cross my fingers and hold my thumbs that the rest of the car is gonna be pretty easy to get arranged. The engine and work on the engine is the biggest part, no doubt. So yeah, another RS6 V10 on the Swedish YouTube channels, which we really love. So especially if you're a Swedish talking viewer, go to TeamOdiffat if you don't already follow them, which I think most of you already are. Make sure that you follow them and their progress with the RS6 V10, and hopefully we can do something together with them with these amazing Audi V10 cars. And of course, make sure to subscribe and ring that bell icon on Pitstop as well, because we actually have an RS6 V10 project car coming already. This was just a backup RS6 V10 car, and we actually have another motor as well. So we're pretty set on the RS6 V10 side of things, and more to come on that on the channel. So 2 RS6 V10 projects at Swedish YouTubers, TeamOdiffat and Pitstop. I don't know how it could be any better than that. Take care and see you in the next one, guys.